Alright guys, welcome back to another video. I'm here with AS again, back with another podcast here. Sorry again for all of the travel issues. I'm currently away, so I'm sorry if the audio sounds different in any way. I'm not in town, so we'll be back to regular videos shortly. We'll have a few pre-recorded ones that come out, and then in about a few weeks we'll have a special surprise for you guys. And then after that, it'll be going back to regular. So AS.
Yeah, just very sorry about all the audio issues. Just we've been trying so hard to get videos up, and it's gonna be a little rough for maybe a few more videos, but otherwise, yeah, we have a special surprise coming for you in I think a few weeks. Just a note, this video is being recorded on July 11, 2023, and yeah, let's get started.
All right, I'm excited for this one. So for today, we're going to be discussing the new in-season tournament that has been announced by Adam Silver in the NBA. We're going to give our thoughts on it. We're going to explain the rules and some other different things about it, and just give an overall thought about it as um, me and AS. And then in the end, we'll just talk about some teams that are upcoming and dying franchises.
Yeah. So we're gonna start off by just um, saying some like cool things. We're gonna start off with the coolest thing. The jersey on your screen right now is not the actual jerseys announced. These are just a cool photo I found on Google. Yeah. Anyway, the coolest thing we thought about it is there's gonna be new jerseys and the arena is gonna be looking different.
Mhm, I find that actually very interesting and that's really cool. Probably a lot of work though for the franchises, getting the court changed and then also getting a jersey stitched for this.
Definitely. Cut. When it goes to like the rules and stuff, I need you to read them because I can't do it on the pod plan.
Yeah, I got you. Don't
All
worry.
right. Uncut. All right. The
Uh,
next thing we're gonna talk about is the logo of the in-season tournament. I'm gonna start off with my opinion. I think it's extremely lame. Just being completely
yeah,
honest. Kind of,
honestly,
it's kind of boring. I don't know.
yeah, honestly, I would say that the NBA and their logos, it's been bland. It's just a known fact that it's gonna be bland, and I think I didn't expect anything less. So I don't really I won't criticize too much, but what you guys have really been waiting for, well, cut that part. Okay. Anyway, guys, we're gonna start by talking about some of the rules now as well. Um, so how this is gonna work is the tournament games are gonna be NBA regular season games essentially, except they're just gonna be played in just a style for a tournament where all the teams have been put into zones as we can put on the screen right now, the different zones. So they will be played. They'll each team will play each other in like their respective zones, and then the team that has the highest wins out of their zone will move on to the next round, and we'll play other teams that have won their they
I
have
will.
won
I am
their
gonna add.
like
So out of these few teams, it's gonna be East A or like any of them. Out of the three zones, all the three winners will come, and then also the team that didn't actually win they didn't win their group. They'll also be added to become in the last final four, I believe. Yeah, final four.
yeah. You're right. Yeah.
So let's say theoretically in East A, um, Cavs win, East B Bucks win, East C Celtics win. Also just little pause. We're gonna talk about which ones we think is the most competitive and like the least, but we'll get into that a little bit later. So let's
And
say
our thoughts about the actual tournament itself as
yeah,
well.
we have Cavs, Celtics, and Bucks. Let's say the Heat or let's say the 76ers also get in because they didn't win their group, but they were playing really good. And then in the West, it'd be let's say the Suns, the Nuggets, and the Warriors, then we'll say that the Kings sneak in. That's the final eight. Then they'll all play and just a simple tournament style.
Yeah, I forgot about that actually. So thanks for adding on, AS. And they'll play in a one game series and will eventually eliminate another team. Will go to the final four, which will be played in Vegas. and they will all play against each other. And or I think it'll be more like a playoff style kind of, but I guess a single elimination, and then the final two teams will play, and the winner gets the NBA Cup, which is a super unoriginal name. We hate it, but
It's that's pathetic. I'm gonna be completely honest. It's pathetic. It looks ugly. Yeah.
but I guess it's no Larry O'Brien, but and they win, they basically win, as well as the team. Each player on the team gets 500K. Second place gets 300K, if I
200k,
not
200k,
200K,
and then
and
the
then
semis get 100k, and the quarters get 50k.
yeah,
So let's just
and
so
sorry, yeah,
just
continue.
like so considering, let's say like a young team, maybe the Thunder get into the final eight. For people like them, besides like Shea and stuff, that's a lot of money. $500,000 for winning is a lot of money for them. But
Yeah.
now we'll get into like our opinion, our issues with it regarding the better and higher paid players.
Mm-hmm. Like, for instance, let's say you're like somebody like Stephen Curry, okay? You're playing regular season games in the season. I guess this might be a bit fun as a change, but this makes no change to what your real goal is. All right? Like people like Steph Curry won't want to like try. They don't want to spend their like energy trying to try hard for this kind of cup, NBA cup thing, right? And risk getting injured. Okay? And that too, well, I mentioned this later as well. The new award rules, including 65 game limit to be eligible for awards. He would not want to get injured like that and then not be able to try and like compete for those awards, right? Like there's no reason, and they on the 500K is like barely a fraction of what they're being actually paid because they're all on like these superstars are getting paid like ridiculous amounts of money. So this not like very, I guess like they wouldn't care too much, not as much as other teams like other people who are like younger or like up and coming stars.
I feel like for teams like the Phoenix Suns who have so much depth, for them it's gonna be easy. Just like me and AP were joking about this off recording, but couldn't technically you have this player checking in for 1 minute and then fouling and getting out of the game? Because that's all you need to do just to be eligible for the 65 game limit or the game minimum. So teams like the Phoenix Suns, they could just have Bradley Beal play one game, just have Devin Booker, Kevin Durant play for like a minute. Then you do Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal play for a minute, and then keeps going on and on and on. Because let's be real, as long as the Phoenix Suns win, they don't care if they win the NBA in-season cup. It'll be cool winning the first ever, but the end season goal is winning the championship.
Yeah, I agree as well.
Now we're gonna get
Um,
into which groups you think are the most competitive and which ones are kind of stinky.
yeah. There's a few guys. There's definitely a few that we'll get into that are pretty stinky. But anyway, let's start off with the West. Okay, so West A.
Okay, in my opinion, West State is the most competitive one. You have the Grizzlies, very young team. They're very, I don't want to say playful, but I don't have another word for it. So they're very like playful. They want to win. Like John Morant, he likes showing off.
He should be back by this time as well.
He definitely should be back by this time. The Phoenix Suns, another great team. I think, in my opinion, I think they will not win this West A
Definitely not.
because of my strategy that I was saying. They're not going to do that exactly, obviously, but I think they'll do something similar to that because they're not going to be focused on the in-season tournament. The Lakers, a great team with obviously the second goat, LeBron, and
And
then
the depth as hell.
yeah, they're so deep now. And then maybe if the Jazz make a little bit more moves and the Trailblazers, I don't know, like somehow get Damian Lillard to stay or like get him to compete, maybe we could have a great like group here.
Yeah, it definitely seems like a great group. All right, moving to West B. Okay, I'll give my thoughts on this West B now. It's a very competitive group as well, I would say. The defending champion Nuggets against LA Clippers, who could potentially have James Harden at this point, but it's a maybe not kind of situation. Then you've got Zion Williamson and his Pelicans, and Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic with the Mavericks, and then the newly formed Rockets team, or not, I wouldn't say newly, but like mainly like retooled and reconstructed Rockets team with Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks, Jalen Green, and all those people over there. And I feel like this will be a fun electric matchup with the different types of play styles all hitting at each other, and I feel like it'll be a very fun group to watch. And I actually can't predict who's going to come out because everybody might say the Denver Nuggets, but the Nuggets don't have Bruce Brown anymore. I was on their 2K today actually, and they literally have no depth,
Or Jeff
zero
Green.
depth.
They have no Jeff Green either
Yeah,
now.
yeah, exactly. They literally have just freaking what's his name? Reggie Jackson. That's his name.
Yeah, their depth is so insignificant we can't even remember who it is.
Exactly. But
Um,
yeah, that's why I would consider it as still a close thing, and I can't really determine who is going to come out. Like you can even make a case for the Rockets because they actually have Fred VanVleet and stuff now, so they have a chance. You can't count them out.
And yeah, I was gonna add on to that. Let's be real. The Rockets are not. In my opinion, they're not gonna get the playoffs. So they actually care about this. This is their chance for their young guys to get a feel of like a playoff atmosphere or like a finals atmosphere. So I would see like the Rockets clawing and actually trying hard in this. In my opinion, this is the most underrated group, West B, because you have Luca, Kyrie, the Mavs. You have the Rockets who are probably gonna try in this. You the Pelicans, I really don't know what to say about them. They're confused as hell right now. Um, you have the Clippers, who again kind of are in like the top spot for getting James Harden. They could maybe get him. Even if they don't, they still have Paul George, Ivica Zubac, Kawhi Leonard. You have so many people. Russell Westbrook, and then obviously you have the Nuggets who have no depth. So this is like a
Yeah,
pretty. You have like the Nuggets a little higher than everyone else, but the difference between the Nuggets like high and the Rockets low is not too much.
yeah, exactly. All right, how about the West Sea?
Okay, the West Sea, I think this is going to be the most competitive one because you have the Kings and Warriors who I think are going to become a new rivalry.
Yeah, it's definitely a new rivalry brewing up. I feel like there's a reason they were. I guess it was regular season based, but I still feel like there was a reason that they were put into the same group because they're so close by and they're all like the different ties with Harrison Barnes and Steve Kerr um, with Mike Brown. So and like also the games like last series against the Kings in the 2023 playoffs. And then you also have the Timberwolves. Timberwolves have also a connection to the Warriors in case of not picking Steph Curry with this
And Andrew
with the
Wiggins.
fifth and sixth pick, and Andrew Wiggins trading him away for D'Angelo Russell and Jonathan Kuminga, technically the pick that turned into Jonathan Kuminga. And I feel like that's also another thing that stirs up. You also got Chet Holmgren and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander with Josh Giddey all in OKC. A fun team, very fun team to watch, and I'm excited to see what they do. They also have Victor Oladipo now, so we'll see how that happens. And then of course Spurs over there with my main man Malachi Branham. Man, he's gonna go off, isn't
He's going
he?
to start
AS.
cooking, though.
Yeah. No, but all seriousness, Victor Wembanyama, everybody wants to see him. This is his first time in a playoff sort atmosphere, so it'll be interesting to see how he performs if he's not injured, of course.
Yeah, my thoughts is Kings and Warriors, that's going to be pretty fun. Timberwolves, I don't want to say a lost cause, but again, I can't think of another word. The Timberwolves are a lost cause. They're the worst team in this group, in my opinion. Hot take, maybe, or maybe not. The Thunder, though. So let's be real. They were in the play-ins. They were almost gonna get into the playoffs. They were in the play-ins. They won the first game. Or no, did they win the first game? I'm not sure. Yeah, they won the first game against the Pelicans.
No, wait, yeah, they did, they did.
They
No,
did.
wait, did they?
I
No,
don't
yeah,
know.
they did. They eliminated the Pelicans. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
you're right. They
they
did.
beat the Pelicans, and if they were that close to getting into the playoffs now, with the additions of like, um, Chet Holmgren going to be there, Victor Oladipo coming into town, they made some other moves, but with that addition, I think they're not too far off from like being the second in that group. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe possibly they get added into like that final four on the West. Regarding the Spurs, again same thing with like the Rockets. Wemby cares about this because again, in total honesty, the Spurs are not making the playoffs unless Wemby puts up like 40 points a game. Um, and even if he does that, there's gonna be a lot of load management. Like a guy that lanky and tall cannot like stay healthy for too long. Um,
Especially with his physique.
yes. Um, Westy I think is another sleeper one. It's not very overrated or underrated, but it's a sleeper. The I would
Yeah,
say
because people just see it as just like, oh man, their only star in there is like freaking Steph Curry. there's nobody else who's like super crazy, so I wouldn't really want to see it. There's other teams like the Phoenix Suns over there, like Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, like John Morant over there, and Damian Lillard, LeBron. But like still, it's the rivalries and like it's like the intensity of the games that actually count. But I think we should start moving on. We should move a bit quicker now. So with the East, let's talk about the East.
Okay, East A. I'm gonna be honest. It's really only between 76ers and Cavs. Cavs will win that, in my opinion, easily. No question about it.
Yep. There's no. I have no comment. It's just.
It's Cavs versus 76ers. Maybe Hawks come and play a little bit, but I don't know. I maybe something drastic happens.
Who knows?
All right, moving on
What
to
about East B?
yeah.
East B is an interesting one. You got Milwaukee with Giannis. What did I just say? Giannis? My bad, guys. Giannis. Then you got New York with, of course, Jalen Brunson, DiVincenzo, and Josh Hart. Miami with potentially Damian Lillard, but already know Jimmy and Bam. Then you got the Wizards with Poole and Kuzma. I don't want to talk about them much. And Hornets with Brandon Miller and LaMelo Ball.
All right, again, I'm gonna become. I'm this is a sleeper one. I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm gonna rule out for sure Wizards and Hornets. They're not doing anything. No disrespect to
Yeah.
Poole, he has no one besides Kuz to help him. Um, and honestly, Jimmy's a bum in the regular season. I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm a Jimmy Butler regular season hater. I love him in the playoffs though. Regular season hater.
Yeah.
He's overrated so much in the regular season. He's a 16 game player who hasn't won 16 games.
Honestly, for me, I see Milwaukee coming out. It's just they were the first seed last year for a reason. They did get first rounded, but I feel like that was mainly because of Giannis's injury. So I see the Bucks. I have no other comment.
All right, now EC. We don't have to talk too much. It's the Celtics. The end.
Yeah, yeah, we literally don't have to talk about it. This is the most unfair matchup in the entire thing. You have the Celtics and then no one. And then no one. No disrespect to the Nets, the Raptors, the Bulls, or the Magic. It's just they're on not the same level as the Celtics.
We're gonna mention these teams later, but I'm gonna be completely honest. Nets have really no leverage to get anyone new. Raptors are completely lost. They want to bring it back without one of their star players. Bulls Bulls are like let's say this. Bulls are like if you put a bag over their head, got them in a truck, spun them around, drugged them, and then threw them in the middle of the desert. They have no idea what they're doing, and the Magic are too young.
Couldn't have put it better, my friend.
There's no competition whatsoever in that division or group.
Mhm. Anyway, before we continue, guys, I just want to just let you guys know that we do have an Instagram account and we do have a Twitter account, and we would dearly appreciate it if you would go check it out. We post like everything, the behind the scenes, as well as what we're gonna post a little bit early, sneak peeks. So if you want to know what pods are gonna come out or what might be in the pod beforehand, go check it out. Go follow us on Instagram and Twitter. You really won't regret it.
Yeah, I am gonna say just a little. I'm not gonna say too much because you guys could have to go check out Twitter to see what the series is gonna be. We have a 2K series coming up. That's all I'm gonna say. I posted it on Twitter. Go check it out.
If you want to see what it is, go check it out. Yep. Anywho, before we get to the upcoming and dying franchises, I also want to say the new award rules. I think we touched on it a little bit earlier, but I just want to continue it a little bit more because I feel like not many people are talking about this, and it's very important. It's actually like it's very pivotal. Me and AS were having a conversation earlier today about just about this in general. And we were thinking about some of the things that, and we thought that we'd be some very good ideas to share on pod with you guys today. So AS, you want to start by just talking them up, listening them up?
Yeah, I just wanted to say like being someone like a Giannis, a Steph Curry, Jason Tatum, a Kevin Durant. Those guys are human. They're not gonna be healthy the entire time. What if one of those players has a career year but they play 64 games? Like, just because they missed 20 games doesn't mean they should just not get the award. Like, if this is completely wrong, but what if like Curry gets averages 45 when he plays 64 games? It's completely unfair to give it to like I don't know Luka Doncic who played like 25 points per game.
But still, like you played like imagine like you played 70 games. Like it just doesn't like I feel like that it's a good idea to do this, especially to avoid load management. But like to what cost? Like there's always gonna be a trade-off, and I feel like this trade-off is a bit high. But you like I don't know, like you can argue both sides for this, but we'll let you guys debate about it in the comment section below. Okay. In fact, we might start a poll on YouTube. You can vote. Is the new CBA a good for 65 limit? Um, for and eligible for any awards, or is it bad? So let me know in the comment section below, and also, we will put a poll up on YouTube so you can debate about it.
Yes. I do also want to say after that I'll add on to your award, then I'll say a little bit more about the prizes at in the 8th season tournament. About the award rule, I think there should be a lot of contingencies on it. Like let's say Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic, Kevin Durant, and Steph Curry all like play under the 65 games. Who's winning MVP? You can't have Shea Gilgeous-Alexander or Donovan Mitchell winning MVP. Like no disrespect to them, they're incredible players, but no, there's so many people better than them.
Exactly.
Okay, now I will add on to the prizes. We already said winners get $500,000 per. Big for like young rookies, not too much for superstars, which is why they won't try too hard in our opinion. Second place 200K. I don't know, pretty substantial for again young players. Semis 100K and quarters 550K. Not too much for the quarterfinals, but also there will be league honors at the. I'm reading off the exact thing like the what you guys are seeing. League honors at the conclusion of the tournament. The NBA will name the most valuable player of the in-season tournament and the all-tournament team. What I'm most excited to see is the ultimate team, because it would be cool to see like Paolo Banchero, Victor Wembanyama, all tournament first team. That'd be really cool to see.
Yeah.
And then there is also a prize pool. A prize pool will be allocated to the players on the teams that participate in the knockout rounds. I'm not gonna go too deep into that because there's not a lot of details regarding that. Games will begin November 3rd, semis and championship December 7th through 9th in Las Vegas. That is gonna be fun,
Hmm.
Las Vegas. But like, there's some issues with this tournament. But we're not hating on it like a lot of people. Like we're
Yeah.
excited about this tournament, but there are some issues. But we're not just completely forgetting all the good stuff about it.
Yeah. Exactly. Anywho, did you have anything else to add on to your points? Yes.
Not really, no.
Okay. Let's continue on then with our final topic of the day: the upcoming and dying franchises.
Okay. As you guys can see on your screen right now, this segment is almost completely directed toward the Clippers. But we're gonna start off with
Hmm.
dying franchises. Um, the Clippers.
Guys, the Clippers, they are one of the worst franchises in NBA history. Not because they've not had talent. Don't get me wrong; they've had so much talent over the
Blake
years.
Griffin,
Okay,
Chris Paul, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George,
Russell Westbrook.
DeAndre Jordan. That you can it's endless.
Mhm. But the problem with the organization is just the organization itself. They just can't make the right decisions at any time. They think about resting one star and then let the other star play, and then the other star just says they can't play without the other star, basically. And it's just an endless cycle of disaster. And then you got this is just something that baffles me. Okay, why would the Clippers, another team from Los Angeles, build a separate arena from the most famous arena probably in the entire league, the crypto.com arena? Okay, the Los Angeles Lakers, probably the most like watched team in the NBA. Okay, you leave from that kind of arena to another arena in the same city. Do you think a single soul would prefer to watch a Clippers game over a Lakers game? Do you think any single soul would like to watch Kawhi Leonard and Paul George load manage versus LeBron James and Anthony Davis throwing lobs to each other and dunking it, breaking records? All I'm gonna say is I would definitely choose the Lakers.
The Clippers have been so lost always. They they've always been so lost. I'm gonna do recency because I'm not gonna go too far in the past because the past is the past. Recency. The Clippers were in the right direction in I believe 2019 when they signed Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, or they got the trade and whatever. Um, they were in the right direction, trying to win. You have the money, spend it. Right direction. And then they come back here gauging Paul George trade value. Like, why? You have the players, just build around them. And also, let's be real. The only reason why Clippers, like, why people go to the Crypto.com arena and watch the Clippers is either because they're playing the Lakers or it's because they're a better team they're, like, playing. No one
Exactly.
wants to watch the Clippers.
Exactly.
Dying
Especially
franchise.
like exactly. You can't. Okay, let's continue on. Okay, we'll do two more franchises for dying, and then we'll do three for upcoming. Okay. Um, the Bucks.
Okay, this one
We consider them. Sorry. Continue talking.
I am a Bucks fan, so I'm not gonna go too like deep into this. I was actually the one who like put them on the list of the Bucks for dying, because let's be real, they have no one besides Giannis who's like worth watching. Again, the only reason why Bucks fans go there is because they're Giannis, because they love Giannis.
hmm Who doesn't love Giannis?
Like, don't get me wrong, they're a great franchise. They're doing well right now, but looking 10 years into the future, they have nobody, and they have no draft picks either. Really, it's all like swap best, lottery protected Pelicans picks. It's so weird. Their
Of
draft
course.
scenarios like.
Yeah, I agree. And there's also nothing they can do about it now unless they have to trade their talent. And I think they would prefer to win now than trade for the future. So that's all.
The Bucks are not a bad franchise. There's a dying franchise because it's too old. They have no future.
Okay. We'll do one last dying franchise and then we'll go to up and coming and then conclude today's pod. All right. The Bulls. And he also he made this list. Okay. Keep in mind, we're not biased. Okay. I'm not biased to these teams because I don't like them. Okay. It's AS. AS made this list. Okay. So, AS, I'd like to hear your thoughts because it's the Bulls.
Like I said, we're going back about 7 minutes. Okay, not 7 minutes, maybe like 5 minutes back in the video. The Bulls have put a bag over their head, got drugged. They're sleeping. They're in a desert. They spun them around and threw them into the desert. What are the Bulls doing? I have no idea. They're so lost right now.
I agree. I just have no comment, man. I preach.
Who's your future? Patrick Williams?
Okay. Alright, that's enough of that part. Alright, up and coming. The Sacramento Kings. And I actually have some good points, so I'd like to hear what you say first and then I'll talk.
This is anyway. The Kings have such like a bright atmosphere now with the whole light the beam movement. It's been so like honestly it's been really nice to see how the Kings went from being such a mediocre team, always the worst team, um, to actually coming up and getting to the like challenging the Warriors to 7.
Exactly. I agree with this. And then I also agree the fact like the Kings, they're gonna be a franchise to be reckoned with from year after year after year from now on because they've got such a great youth movement coming. They got Sabonis, they got De'Aaron Fox to lead the charge. And then they also got Keegan Murray, young rookie who's already showing like superstar talent. Okay, and they do have Harrison Barnes. They can fix that problem though. All right, he's there for the veteranship. All right, then they've got Kevin Herter who can shoot the threes. You know, like they have such a well constructed team. And they have such a great coach of the year, Mike Brown. They have everything that you could possibly want. And then now everybody's on their train as well with the light the beam and like all the beam team and like they like all like the hype after they made the playoffs after like 19 years last year. So they've got all the hype going their way. And I just love like how they're inspiring their movement has been from being such a horrible team, being counted out after year, and then coming back, showing the Warriors up almost in 7 games. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. Let's talk about the Magic next.
I was
The
just
up and
gonna
coming.
add real quick to the Kings one. Um,
Hmm?
like in that Warrior series, I remember a very cool, a very funny moment. AP called me. He said, "I'm prepared for the Warriors to lose." He called me. He's like, I won't cry if they lose. I won't cry because I'm prepared."
I was so done, bro. After all like the like, after all that happened in Game 6, I was so done. Okay, but enough of that. Let's move on. Okay, anyway, the Magic up
Magic,
and coming.
very young core. Paolo Banchero is actually one of my favorite players just because he's, I don't know how to explain. He's just really fun to watch. He's a cool up and coming player. Um, I couldn't tell you one player that's under the age or over the age of like 26 on that Magic team. That's an exaggeration, but you guys know what I'm saying. They're young. It's like
I mean,
there's
there's Joe Ingles, isn't
screw Joe Ingles. He's a bench warmer.
he?
Like there's no like more down the Magic can go. It's only gonna be up from here.
Mhm.
Two
Yeah.
two K 2K thinks so as well because whenever I do simulations, the Magic make playoffs 2024.
Yeah. The Magic, they have a team that can be tooled in the way that 1 year it'll take them for them to get to championship contention. Okay, and I feel like that'll happen. They're building up for the right moment to strike, and that's happening soon. That's all I gotta say though for them.
Yeah, if you guys did watch our draft reaction, I am a massive Anthony Black fan. That was one of their best picks they could have ever. That's one of the best picks they've ever done in their franchise history.
Hmm. All right, to conclude today's video, we're gonna talk about one last team that's up and coming. I think you all saw this coming. It's San Antonio Spurs.
Vic, Tor, Wem, Ban, Yama, the end.
Yep, that's it. That's all she wrote.
Okay, just going a little bit more deep though, not in all seriousness. Victor Wembanyama is the future of, quite frankly, the NBA. They also have other guys like Hilton Johnson, Devin Vassell, and if they can get some more young guys, some veterans also to surround Victor Wembanyama, I could see the Spurs winning the next 5 years.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be a team to be reckoned with every single year for contention of the chip. But give Wemby a few years, he'll be the MVP of the league.
Yeah, definitely. I would see Wemby winning MVP in the next 3 years.
Hmm.
Hot takes.
We'll make a video on that, guys, coming to a screen near you. Anywho, that's going to conclude today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. This was definitely a fun one to make, especially to talk about these new in-season tournament rules and how it's going to work. It's really interesting that the NBA is finally making a change to the regular season that was desperately needed. Let me know, let us know your opinions in the comment section below about all of this new NBA stuff. I will try and release the poll. If it does not happen, it doesn't happen. We live with it. We move on. Okay. And definitely go check out our social media, including our Instagram and Twitter. It'll have some major things that you want to see as behind the scenes and sneak peeks, and as well as the introduction to a new series that we'll be talking about there first and then on YouTube. So definitely go check that out. It'll be very interesting to see. And some we can maybe put some bloopers. If you guys want bloopers, we'll add that. We'll add that as well.
If we
If
get
on
if we
Yeah.
get 50 likes on this video, we're gonna start adding bloopers.
Yep, bloopers are coming to your screen near you if you get 50 likes on this video. But that'll be concluding today's video. Thank you guys for all the support recently, especially on Instagram. We really appreciate it. And in a few weeks, we'll be back to our regular system, and I will not be in this like bad audio system. And we will have, like I said and teased in the beginning of the video, there is a surprise coming in a few weeks, and it'll be a very, very worth it surprise.
I'm going to
But
tell you guys exactly. Keep your eyes out at the end of July. That is the time where you
mhm,
guys should get ready for the
yeah,
surprise.
mark your calendars for the end of July because a fun episode is gonna come. But
Also,
um, but that's all we gotta say now, right? Yes.
yes.
Peace.
Peace.